Asia Wayne stops by and joins us here after Old Dominion defeats Marshall 57-46. And Weezy, you've now won 11 in a row in this building, but you got a nice walk-up in fans. How much did they play a role in getting you turned back into the right direction when things kind of fell apart in the third quarter?
Well, we're trying to turn the program back around. So, now that more fans are coming in, we're like, oh, people, are starting to come. They're starting to notice us. So, it feels good just to have that atmosphere because, when we first started playing, the gyms was, empty. And so now, it's a full crowd. So, it feels good just having fans, cheering for us. And we just perform for them.
Do you feel pressure as a team and individually when you do see more from Monarch Nation starting to show their visual support to be able to put forth a good performance for these guys?
I don't think it's pressure. It just give us a sense like we got a lot of people behind us. So I don't think it's pressure. It kind of speaking for me, it gives me confidence just seeing other people have our back.
Well, we don't like it at all when there's so many fouls called in a game,
yeah.
But is it hard for you to get into a rhythm and play when it's like that?
Kind of when they're not going our way. Yeah. But, if we're getting a foul call, we just got to step up and we got to make the free throws. Once, we make a couple of free throws, I think our team is good. So not much when the fouls are going our way.
You started to get things going down the stretch, a big three-point play to really kind of help put this thing away. But I want to talk real quick about one of your teammates, Amari Young. What kind of a difference did Amari play early in that fourth quarter when it seemed like Marshall was turning back momentum of the game?
I don't know. It just feels good to have somebody like Amari on our team. Even you think the rebound's going to go long. No, Amari's going to go get it. Or those hustle plays, she's going to get a lot of steals. So, I don't know. It feels good having somebody like Amari on our team. So, yeah, we just know she's going to do the extra. She's going to get those extra rebounds. If we miss a shot, we know that she'll get the rebound and put it back up. So,
what's your takeaway, though, from this homestand with how you did and how the rest of your team handled things, though?
I just think we're ready. Anybody in conference, we're ready. We coming for everybody. So just be ready. Any night can be, anybody night. Our team is so good and versatile. So, we're just blessed to be here.
Asia, congratulations. We'll see you in Florida next week. Monarchs, Nikki McCray, after her team. You went through the highs and lows of this one, Coach. You went up 15 points late in the first half. Marshall eventually took their first lead of the game right around the end of the third quarter, but you found something. What was it there in that fourth quarter that got you over the top?
Two words, Amari Young. She was everywhere. Miss Laudette, your daughter came to play. I thought she just had a great energy tonight. Our kids played hard, but when I look across the board, her energy, she was everywhere. 4 steals, 12 points, 14 boards, and she was everywhere. And I just thought, she made plays. We went to her down the stretch. She made plays. She got steals, and just really, really happy that she bounced back. But I thought, again, when we got down, we kept our composure. We didn't get rattled. We had a calmness about us in the huddle, and we made plays, and that's what you got to do. Down the stretch, you got to make plays. You got to get stops, and you got to get scores, and we did those two things.
And, Coach, I want you to tell everybody, because I know a lot of people ask questions about your free throw. What do you do? You work on free throws in practice, but what kind of things do you do in practice to help them with their free throws?
Well, I think, our practices are short, so we don't shoot a whole lot of free throws. That's where they got to come in on their own and do it. Some of them are doing that, especially the ones that get to the free throw line. 14 for 30, we got to the line, we got to convert. But, tonight we didn't hit shots. We scored 2 points and a half, and that wasn't good. We had a big enough lead to where we were able to withstand, but our defense was solid. But 2 points, that's not good. So we got to look at that, and I thought we made some bad decisions in those possessions where we turned the ball over, and we can't do that.
What things in particular, aside from Amari Young, did you all focus on to try to turn the tide when things were working against you and Marshall had navigated the foul scenario that was working against them in the first quarter in particular?
Well, nothing. We just needed to, get stops, and we needed to rebound. We were getting shots we were missing, and we were not coming up with those boards. And, and then they were converting. They were converting on the other end, whether it's through fouls or maybe hitting a shot. And but we were not scoring. Our defense was solid. I mean, we gave them 14 points in the third quarter, but we only scored 2 points. But the fourth quarter, as you can see, 19-8. Our defense really stepped up.
Yeah, 10 steals, fifth time this year that you've recorded double-digit steals in a game. And Amari Young played such a big role in that. As you mentioned earlier, she seemed to be everywhere. Second straight game for Asia Wayne with a double-double. How important was this homestand for her?
I mean, it was good. I think, Asia just been playing with a calmness about herself. I told her right there when she got the rebound and we're up 58 seconds, you just get it out because it's time at that. Those are things that she has to continue to learn and grow from. But she rebounds the ball and she's just wired a certain way. It's just managing that. But she's just been playing with a calmness about her. She's been finishing around the rim. I think I talked to her. There were a couple of times where she didn't finish and then she made the adjustment because they didn't have their shot blocker in.
And, Coach, I want you to talk about the rebounding, and I know you say that all the time, how important it is to rebound. But in games where you all have out-rebounded your opponent, you're 11-0. So talk about how important that is to you. It's
very, very important. We talked about how this was going to be long rebounds because they shoot the three. And obviously they got 27 attempts. They attempt 25. They make 8. They only made 5. We knew it was going to be long rebounds. We needed to rebound and beat them to balls. And I thought we did that.
Seemed like there was a bit more of a walk-up than what we've seen in terms of attendance today compared to some of our other home games here. And usually you can pick up on that by how people are here a little earlier than usual with respect to tip-off. How much did the crowd play a role to turn this thing around in the fourth?
Oh, huge. And I can't thank our crowd enough. I think this was a great crowd, great energy. So thank Monarch Nation for showing up and showing out. I just think down the stretch, these last 3 games, they have willed us to a win. They did it against Charlotte. They did it when WKU came in and they made a run. And obviously tonight when they went up 1. I mean, we heard them loud and proud. Our kids noticed it at the beginning of the game. And, for us, we got a target on our back. So we got to continue to play loose and not get rattled. And we did. But, we got to have a better third quarter. That really hurt us.
And you're playing in a stretch of games after playing some of the league's best in the conference, in games where, at least on paper, you are supposed to win. It's a different mindset than maybe taking on teams where, you've got a good chance to win, or maybe you might be a little bit under there. How are you all going about that process, still as a relatively young team, of figuring out how to focus more on you than who you're playing or trying to get up or down for, depending on who you're going up against?
Okay, you just said something. We're supposed to win.
No, but my point is that you're off to a good start. Everybody's talking about how good you are, and here you are 4-1. You're right in the thick of the Conference USA race. But now you're taking on teams that if you're talking about just based on paper, you look at the numbers, things go your way. How important or what things are you trying to figure out about this team on how you go about making sure that you're focused on what you're doing and not so much the team you're playing?
Well, I think from top to bottom, this league is good. I think you can lose or win. We got to be ready. I think everybody in this league is better. We're getting ready to hit the Florida trip. Those teams are good. Everybody has won somewhere on somebody's home court. Obviously, Marshall made a run at it tonight on our home court. But for us, you got to look at this third quarter and figure out some things because, we always want to move in the right direction, and we are. We're figuring out how to win when teams make a run, but we got to figure out how to sustain and keep a lead. We can't let an 18-point lead slip like we did against Western Kentucky. We can't let a 12-point lead slip like we did tonight. We got to figure that out so that we're not in those situations because, yes, we're home and we can do that. But when you're on the road, it's pretty hard.
It was a circling of the wagons to arrive at that question, but thanks for hanging around there with me, Coach. Congratulations on the win, and looking forward to seeing what you all do in the Sunshine State next week.
Thank you, and thanks to Monarch Nation for coming out. We'll be back home, and we need you loud and proud. This team needs you, and we appreciate you.
Monarchs are going to be back at home against Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss in a couple of weeks. They will take on the Lady Eagles of Southern Miss on January 30th. That's a Thursday at 6:30, and then Saturday at 2 when the Lady Tech Baxters of Louisiana Tech University come to town to renew that longtime rivalry. All that coming up in a couple of weeks from now right here at Chartway Arena, where Old Dominion will take an 11-game home court winning streak into that stretch of games. The Monarchs hold off Marshall 57-46.